Let's dive right in, because today we are immersing ourselves in what is, hands down, the single most pivotal and emotionally charged chapter of our source material. This right here, this is the turning point. We are following Aarohi on a truly liberating journey, a massive internal shift from the romantic, history-steeped echoes of Verona to the towering, absolute confidence of Milan. So let's step directly into her newly awakened point of view. But, our Milan story actually kicks off with a bit of a secret detour. Aarohi completely takes charge here, booking tickets on a sleek red Italo train to surprise her husband, Prakhar, in Verona. She just wants to breathe in Shakespeare's world, right? Casa di Giulietta. But when she actually gets there and sees Juliet's famous archway, literally covered end to end in scribbled names and love notes from thousands of tourists, a really profound, quiet realization hits her. She thinks, my love is not something I need to write on a wall. And just like that, a striking new inner confidence takes root. So I want you to think about this for a second. What actually happens when you stand right in the exact birthplace of the world's most famous romance? Stepping into this tiny courtyard, completely surrounded by centuries of love stories and that famous bronze statue of Juliet, Aarohi feels the air literally crackle with an electric, totally unexpected anticipation. You can almost feel the weight of that history yourself when reading these passages. It holds a very specific kind of magic, and they're about to experience it in real time. While they're waiting their turn for a photo, Prakhar's incredibly sharp intuition picks up on something. He notices a young man acting nervous, kind of checking his pocket as he steps back. Prakhar whispers, he's gonna propose. And sure enough, right under Juliet's balcony, the guy drops to one knee. He orchestrates this magical, real-life proposal, and as the girl cries yes, the entire courtyard just erupts in tears of joy and applause. It's this beautiful, shared emotional reality that deeply touches Aarohi. It proves that this isn't just history. New love stories are literally still being born right here. Okay, so after a quick rub of Juliet's bronze chest for good luck and picking up a little love coin, they finally arrive in Milan. They pull into a station with these massive iron canopies and are greeted by that striking modern sculpture, the stone apple with the metal staples. It's this perfect blend of the ancient and the modern. But instead of getting overwhelmed by the sheer size of the city, Aarohi applies her golden rule, the travel rule of 5. Pick 5 places, do them well, absolutely no rushing, and no exhausting checklists. It's a masterful way to absorb a city, and it guarantees they experience Milan with zero fatigue. Section 1. Duomo di Milano, a white marble forest. This very first stop, it literally leaves Aarohi completely speechless. The cathedral isn't just a building, it's practically a white marble forest. Thousands of spires rising from the ground like lace frozen in time. And while she's standing in that grand square, this surreal memory suddenly hits her. She realizes she is standing in the exact spot where Guru Randava's hit Punjabi music video, Made in India, was filmed. It's wild, right? Life literally reaches out from a video she hummed back home and pulls her straight into its cinematic frame. And climbing up to the rooftop, you don't just look at the Duomo, you stand inside it. They walk between these spires in the crisp air, feeling like wanderers in a marble fairy tale. It is absolutely a transcendent moment. In fact, it prompts Aarohi to buy a delicate glass bead bracelet with a tiny cross from the gift shop, just a perfect physical anchor to hold on to that exact feeling of wonder forever. So later that evening, look who shows up. Gilberto. He's the incredibly kind local who had previously saved Aarohi's lost phone back in Zurich. They meet up next to this fascinating 3D acrylic art gallery, and Gilberto generously treats them to pizza and introduces them to Milanese aperitifs. Prakhar and Gilberto go for the bold, bitter Campari and a Negroni, while Aarohi bravely opts for the gentler, sweet-bitter Aperol. When you read how the source describes it, you can almost taste how the drinks, much like Milan itself, are a little sharp at first, but slowly unfold their deep, vibrant charm. Day 2 just opens up like an absolute blessing. Because they stuck to their structured timeline, they get this beautiful whirlwind of stunning sights without any of the stress. They start off at the Sforzo Castle, which actually reminds Aarohi of Indian forts. Then they wander toward the massive green heart of the city, Parco Sempione, and the Grand Arch of Peace. But right in the middle of this midday stroll, something so hilarious and profound happens. While they're walking, Aarohi sees this beautiful vintage tram and excitedly signals for it to stop so she can take photos. And to her total amazement, it stops. She literally feels like the whole city is bowing to her. Until her husband starts cracking up. He points out a hidden red traffic light right in front of the tram. It hadn't stopped for her at all. But actually, instead of getting embarrassed, Aarohi feels this profound sense of liberation. She realizes you can't control everything, but you can run with it. It's a massive moment of growth, just finding pure joy in the unpredictable, beautiful misunderstandings of travel. And that confident traveling style, it absolutely continues to shine. Instead of paying €30 and fighting massive crowds for a brief, distant glimpse of Leonardo da Vinci's actual The Last Supper, she and Prakhar make this brilliantly smart pivot. They head to the nearby Leonardo da Vinci Museum, which features an affordable, highly interactive digital reenactment of the painting. They get to zoom in on the expressions, decode the hidden symbolism, and truly dive deep into the mind of da Vinci as an engineer and a dreamer. It's just a far richer way to learn. Section 2, Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II, where Milan teaches you to look up. Stepping inside this place, wow, the sensory immersion is just off the charts. Reading this passage, you can almost hear the sharp click of heels on the stone and a distant violin playing a romantic tune. You vividly see the shimmering mosaic floors sitting beneath this breathtaking glass and iron dome. The elegance here isn't just about luxury, it is living architecture. Aarohi feels tiny, yet incredibly special, just entirely wrapped up in the golden ribbon of Milan's royal confidence. But here's the kicker. Right in the middle of all this staggering European luxury, Prada, Versace, the whole shebang, Aarohi looks over and spots a brand that makes her burst into joyous laughter. A Bata shoe store, sitting proudly right among all the high-end names. It's an instant, deeply nostalgic connection to her Indian childhood of school shoes and rainy season sandals. Standing right in the center of Milan, she feels this warm, strange pride that her childhood was secretly international all along. As the evening sets in and the sun kind of softens into this perfect honey glow, they just nail the perfect Milanese evening. Sitting at a sidewalk cafe under a square umbrella, they savor silky coffee and warm, buttery croissants. A waitress even captures a photo of them looking entirely effortless, literally like a natural Hollywood couple soaking in the musical Italian chatter. Aarohi finally feels it deep in her bones. She has fully arrived. She is a real, confident traveler. So, after a really peaceful final stop at the Basilica, it's time for the 12-hour bus ride back to Paris. Watching the city dissolve into the night, Aarohi realizes she has completely transformed. She's awakened. The European summer trip is officially finished. But, as the source material so tantalizingly reveals, life had one more miracle waiting far beyond Europe's borders. And as these incredible memories really lock themselves into her heart, the chapter leaves us staring at two incredibly powerful, lingering words: Milan blessed. It's a phrase that acts as a promise, right? A profound, unresolved miracle is sitting just on the horizon. This entire journey has changed her, prepared her, and blessed her for something completely unexpected. Which brings us to our final question. What could possibly top the sheer magic of Juliet's courtyard and the absolute grandeur of Milan? What incredible, unseen chapter of her story is waiting to be discovered next? If you want to experience that final miracle, if you want to feel exactly how this amazing journey lands in your own hands, well, those answers are waiting for you right inside the pages of the source material. You're definitely going to want to dive into the book to see how this wraps up. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep exploring, and I'll see you next time.